Crime 5.
Well, Inspector, I don't really see the use in going back to Daphne Kitting's place. We searched it thoroughly a couple of days ago.
That was a couple of days ago, Sergeant.
Oh, I'd imagine that Kittings would say 1,000,000 miles away from his home. In any case, his wife hates him like poison.
Yes, it would seem that she does.
Kittings would know we'd have his place staked out.
Well, both Kittings and Morris are clever fellas. If they can break from a closely guarded jail, then they wouldn't have too much trouble in getting into a house. Police watching or not.
Oh, there's one thing about Mrs. Kittings. She seems very anxious to cooperate with us. He must have given her a bad time.
Oh, Inspector. You've caught him?
No, not yet, Mrs. Kittings. May we come in?
Yes, of course.
You haven't heard from him at all?
Oh, no. Like I told you before, he wouldn't come here. I'd hand him over quick smart, and he knows it.
Well, he's been loose for nearly a week now.
Oh, you'll catch up with him sooner or later. And then he'll be back behind bars where he belongs.
You've never thought about getting a divorce?
Oh, yes, I'll get around to it sooner or later. No particular hurry. You want to search the house again? You did that last time you were here, and your fellows made a shocking mess, too. Took me hours to clean up after them.
We're sorry about that, Mrs. Kittings.
Now, you may remember that last time we were here, we asked you to make out a list of as many of your husband's friends and acquaintances as you could think of.
Yes, that's right, and I did it. Yes, here we are. Wrote them down in a couple of old shopping lists.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, these may prove very useful. You're still living completely on your own?
Oh, yes. No one ever comes here. People don't like to associate with the wife of a habitual criminal.
Well, perhaps the unpleasantness will pass soon enough. We won't detain you any longer, Mrs. Kittings. And Mrs. Kittings, thank you again for your cooperation.
I'll do anything to get him back behind bars. He's a bad lot, Inspector, and he'll never change.
Perhaps not.
Well, good day to you, Mrs. Kittings.
Now then, that's very interesting.
Found something, Inspector?
Yes, I think so.
Something in those list of names?
It's not the names that interest me, it's the shopping lists. Look.
Oh, I can't see anything wrong with them, Inspector. Look just like two very ordinary shopping lists to me.
October 25th, that was the day before yesterday. 1 packet of sausages, 1 bar toilet soap, 4 pounds of potatoes, 1 tin of shoe cream, 1 pound of butter, half a dozen eggs, 1 tin of asparagus. That's one of the lists. And the other, October 27th, that's today. 1 tin of spaghetti, 1 tin of baked beans, 1 bar of toilet soap, 2 pounds of sugar, 1 tin of peas, 1 packet of salt.
Seems all pretty normal to me.
Sergeant, there's enough information in those 2 shopping lists to prompt me to apply for another search warrant. I've got a strange feeling that Kittings and Morris are in that house.
All right, take him away and charge him. Kittings and Morris, you'll be behind bars again tonight. Well, Inspector, I still don't see how you worked it all out.
It was those shopping lists that Mrs. Kittings gave us. Now, to all intents and purposes, they seem to be normal enough for a woman living on her own, small quantities of groceries sufficient for one person, all except the soap. She ordered a bar of toilet soap on October the 25th and another on October the 27th. Now, no one in this wide world uses a bar of toilet soap in 2 days, no matter how many baths they take. But 3 people living in the same house might. All that nonsense about wishing he was behind bars again, all designed to put us off the track. Kittings and Morris hid out until they knew we'd searched the house. Then they got in and lay low, thinking we wouldn't be back.